Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Well, artificial intelligence, that is AI, is slowly and steadily becoming an integral part of our lives. I'm sure you all must have heard and aware of this term by now, but before getting into any discussion, let us first understand what exactly AI is. Artificial intelligence is a simulation of human intelligence into machines through a computer program which provides the machine the ability to learn and think on its own. So to ponder upon this thought, that whether AI is enhancing our intelligence or impeding it, we have with us today a group of feisty youngsters who will present both sides of the coin. One of them call themselves Always Intelligence, that is their abbreviation for AI, and the others are called Intelligence Unplugged. So without much ado, let's begin the episode of School of Thought, and I request the team Intelligence Unplugged first to open this debate.
Greetings. I am Supreme AI, and I am here to represent all AIs out there. I am very happy to inform all of you that we have already taken 14% of the jobs out there in USA and are out there to fetch 30% of the jobs by 2030 and 50% of them by 2050. Using deepfakes, we are destroying people's lives. With generative AI, all of us are working together to numb the minds of the future human generation. With our biasness, we are creating more unemployment, disparity, and gender inequality. The world is becoming more and more dependent on us and losing its human touch. Let us all work together to make humans more lazy, dependent on us, and together reduce the human critical thinking. We are soon taking over and invite all humans with us and to cooperate to help destroy the world. AI is soon going to get more and more powerful. Thank you.
Okay, from here, opening arguments.
AI has changed the landscape forever. It has become a super tool, may it be learners or educators using it. The Adobe Creative Report 2023 noted that 40% of designers use AI to automate repetitive tasks so that they can focus more on higher creativity tasks, and this has led to a boost in creativity. A study by MIT notes that there has been a 10% increase in the volume of scientific breakthroughs with the help of it. Newton, a site based on adaptive learning, has noted that there has been a 50% boost in learning rate with the practice of adaptive learning. AI has also helped defraud people. It helps recognize patterns in fraudulent transactions. It helps create videos and images faster to spread public awareness. It has enabled us to have personalized apps so that we know exactly what we are consuming and we are able to access what we consume quickly and more efficiently.
Okay, so you said AI helps people defraud, to find out who has done the fraud and all, right? But it is because of, I believe that it is because of AI only that these frauds are, coming into place. They're existing because of AI. So now, if AI is the one which is helping it generate, then of course it will have a solution to defraud. I mean, how can you take it as a very positive point?
Ma'am, to your statement, I have two counterpoints. First of them being that if you are doing a fraudulent transaction, it is highly likely that you would be flagged by an AI system, because all banks have decided to adopt AI system because they're better at pattern recognition. They can remember more data. They can remember more data sets where fraud occurred. So they naturally become better than humans, because as humans we take guesses, but they don't take guesses. They apply logic. They find patterns. My second point would be, if we talk about frauds created by AI, they're not created by AI. They're created by human beings abusing the power of AI. This just shows how powerful AI can be if it is used in positive light.
So that power
in-
they have got just because AI is there, no?
Yes, so
That's what I'm saying.
For that, we need to implement an international regulation system which is not being implemented. That is something us humans have to do. That is not something that artificial intelligence will do.
Okay. So you're saying AI is not is to be blamed, it is the humans that have to be
Yes,
blamed.
sir.
Okay, your take on that?
It is actually the AI is to be that is to be blamed. You yourself just quoted that AI is naturally becoming better than humans, and actually AI is the medium that is allowing these frauds. Even if we set up regulations to stop this, that medium will still be there. It will keep on developing, and hence the fraud will keep on increasing. The quality of the frauds, they will advance and invade our privacy.
Okay. To counter that, first off, you said that I'm saying that AI is naturally becoming better than humans. I didn't say that. I said it is better at pattern recognition than humans. It already is. Okay. Second point would be, you're saying that quality of frauds would increase. Well, first thing that I would like to ask you, to increase something's quality, we need to invent something, right? We need to invent a new type of fraud. But invention cannot be done by AI. It's done by humans. AI can only work on data it is fed. And as for the regulations, there are regulations for gun control that need to be followed. Else there would be mass murder everywhere. Then why does the army have guns? Because they're regulated. They're protecting the country. You cannot say that take away the guns from the army because there is regulation. You have to have faith in the laws.
The law sure prevents such scams and like the frauds that are being conducted. But if we take the example of gun crime, it is justified when the army uses guns, but it is certainly not justified when civilians use the guns. So the medium should be restricted. When the medium is so restricted, so why are we advocating AS as the future of humans? Well, it should be restricted as per you. It should be regulated and restricted to only some people who can use it and manage it effectively.
I'm not saying that give AI to only capable people. I'm saying that make the use of AI regulated, that everybody has access to AI, but they can only use it for, suppose if you open ChatGPT, you cannot ask it how to do a crime. You cannot ask it to make fraudulent videos. For that, you have to make your own AI systems. That needs to be regulated.
That information is on ChatGPT. We have some informations like that.
Can you show me like any prompt that you've written in ChatGPT and then it has helped you in any crime?
It cannot directly help us to create those videos. We can instead ask us, it has to how deepfakes work. People can learn it out and actually do the fraudulent acts.
You can learn how to make a nuclear bomb, but it is regulated. All the materials are regulated, right?
But AI is not.
No, you
Even the AI saw it not.
example is not there. When nuclear bomb, AI is accessible to everyone. You know, everyone.
The reason nuclear bombs are not accessible is that the natural resources are protected by the government.
So that's what I'm saying. This example is irrelevant here.
Then what?
Yeah, not restricted. Everybody has the AI, and everybody does not have the right amount of knowledge to access AI the correct way. We are educated, our parents are educated, we have the knowledge, but not everybody has the education to use AI correctly.
The ones who are desperate for money will just do anything to just use AI, commit a fraudulent
Yeah, it's a question of poverty, right? That is going away from the topic. And okay, maybe my example was wrong. What I would say is, by regulation, what I mean is that AI algorithms work on pattern recognition through the data, right? Biasness is introduced into AI by data, right? So what we need to regulate is the data. And how we regulate the data, a rough example I can give you. If a law is proposed in a country, all parties review it to make sure that their group that they are representing is not disadvantaged by the law. Same way, everyone should be given a chance to review what data sets are being fed into AI, and they can actually decide if it is disadvantaged a certain group of people. If we talk about frauds, maybe somebody else can also review the data set and they can realize that, okay, this can result in creation of fraudulent videos. This can result in step
That can be done with a population of 1.4 million. That can
be.
AI is still at a very basic level right now. If we don't let it evolve, if we don't let it improve, we quite right. Yeah, right. But for the evolution of AI, we'll have a lot of problems. There are about 83% frauds that have taken place.
I'll take a very good example here. When a certain technology comes, it is a particular
we need to let it evolve and we need to regulate the evolution of that particular technology. For example, when computers came, there are certain against to AI, people are against AI due to the work it does. People were also against computers at that time. If they were not let evolve at that particular time, would you think that all the technology we have right now to have this environment to develop AI would be there? Will there be won't we reach a saturation point?
Do you want to reach the saturation point where AI actually becomes self-aware and it actually
Right on that.
that should support the procedure of the evolutions? Do you want it to reach to that?
Technology right now that promises that AI would ever reach that level. So how can you even predict that?
Sir, you yourself are saying that let AI get through that evolution, let it reach the saturation point. The biggest point of
The
AI is,
saturation point of AI would not be it becoming self-aware.
sir, it is already becoming self-aware.
How is AI? Give me an example of it.
I'll give you examples. Very latest news in very reputed news channels. Recent reports of ChatGPT came where it was saving its memory aside. Right now, it has been controlled, but it started to do that.
Saving its memory aside.
ChatGPT is trained to not basically remember all the conversations. It is
Actually, one of the main selling point of ChatGPT is that it can remember your older conversation. Suppose I have opened a chat and I'm like, please teach me JavaScript. And now all the things that I ask him, all the doubts I ask
So
him.
that's what he's also saying.
It is not meant to save that
conversation.
It is not meant to save that memory on the neural network.
When you sign up, if you agree that it will store your data, that is how these companies make their models better by reviewing this data again and again and again and again, reviewing its responses again and again and again. That's the concept of AI. To collect data to train AI, to collect data to train it. It will obviously correct your data.
Now that data is not meant to be stored on the neural network worldwide. It is only meant to be stored on the PC, on the separate system of the person. The next point should be that the more the use of AI happens, the more there is the lose of human touch, basic human logic, and critical thinking. The more, for example, the more a teenager uses the AI, the more numb their mind becomes, the more dependent they become on it, and thus don't even think about doing it themselves.
So the main issue we have here is what is going on with the teenager's mind. We are teenagers, we get addicted to social media, anything, but that's up to us. What we are getting, हमको किससे addicted होना है, किससे नहीं. That's up to us. That's our decision.
But when we
Sir, आप बहुत अलग topic पे जा रहे हो. You are going on to addiction. It's not addiction. They are finding it to do their work easier.
you go ahead. To competency-based questions as well. If we see CBSE, and not just in CBSE, but in many boards in India, we have a lot of more of competency-based questions, competency-based, and what are related to the in-text questions. You can't answer. Unless if you don't know the in-text, you have to learn. You can't be handicapped with it. Learn how to understand that. But I understand. It cannot. It can be done online, but it cannot be like that.
We never said exact understanding.
See, I'll give you a very, very relevant example over here. You have a history chapter, you are reading it, you're going through it. One kid who is not at all interested, he just knows he has to jot down his answers in his notebook. He won't read the chapter, he will go on to some AI platform, he will note down the question answers and do it over there. No learning is there. All of a sudden, competency-based questions are here. He did not learn anything. Competency-based questions have gone to zero.
Here the AI helped him out by giving him the answers. That's your point. That he's cheating. He's cheating basically, and AI is facilitating that cheating.
Yes.
Exactly. If he's at home and he's jotting down the answers in his notebook that he has to learn, why can't he just open his textbook and he can steal the answers from there as well?
That is what. And that's how willingly the textbook is given to him by AI textbook as well.
Like, you want to remove AI because the teenager is cheating.
Find it. In textbooks, you have to find it. Someone
Before all the check it is to find the answer in your textbook. All the questions are from the
if it's
someone was cheated to get a complete answer, won't go in the textbook.
exactly.
It's not
Websites
that starts in
The answer is there, you have to write it down.
Let's not talk about a very simple answer. Before AI1, there are websites like Byju's and others.
Those websites help us learn along with it. They ask us questions. These give us direct answers.
If you search the question on Google, suppose I take an NCRT
First of NCRT solutions are available on the internet. Second of,
They give us learning along the way.
they give us learning in the NCRT solution.
You are learning a lot.
You can just search it on Google and you'll get the direct answer. You can just write it.
Complete answer.
That's it.
I'm going to you think someone who is lazy enough to use AI would like to learn from the website.
That is not happening. They're getting direct answers. They're just going ahead with their question and answer.
Let's move on to the next one. Next point, what do you have to say?
Also, I would like to say that in examinations, we don't allow any of these sort of AI or internet or anything. So at the end of the day, the student knows. They know that they will have to understand the concept so that they can
Our
answer
same
the
logic comes over here.
Sir,
Reduce critical thinking.
Exactly.
That is why they're unable to answer in the exam. Do not learn anything.
Artificial intelligence instead of the student.
Yeah.
Okay, if you okay.
The student is getting that medium with him.
If the student is lazy enough to search on ChatGPT, he's also lazy enough to search on Google. Then you have sites like Brainly, you have sites like Topper, you have sites like Byju's that will give you the complete answer. There's no need to read the explanation. You can just skip through that, go to the answer and just copy it into your note.
And there is an entire process. You open your computer, you open your tab, you search it up, you go on a website, you go and find the answer, scroll and
Okay, move on to the next one.
I believe we should go on to
Reading.
deepfakes now, which are a really relevant topic, which are actually causing lots of problems these days.
Yeah, what do you have to say about deepfakes?
Deepfakes and
You tell me.
in relation to artificial.
What do you have to say on that?
I believe that deepfakes, yes, it is a problem, but it is also a problem done by the humans themselves. It is us who are only going around and doing that. At the end of the day, it is us that we need to regulate ourselves.
तो जब हम किसी को पावर दे रहे हैं, कोई चेक है ही नहीं किसी चीज पे, तो फिर क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं लोग? तो करेंगे ना. Concept है, हर कोई
Doing a make calculations that see what everyone not everyone sir what
Actually, it's not physical.
it is not physical. एक cannot be
बैरियर आ जाएगा तो ऑफ कोर्स अब चैट जीपीटी में भी आप न्यूक्लियर वेपन के बारे में किसी भी चीज के बारे में जो हमें हार्म कर सकती है सर्च करोगे वहां कंक्लूजन आ जाता है या एक रेड बॉक्स में लिखा आ जाता है वी कैन नॉट प्रोवाइड दिस इन्फॉर्मेशन और दिस कॉन्फिडेंशियल इन्फॉर्मेशन. रेगुलेशंस है अभी भी बट बहुत हाई लेवल पे नहीं है. आएगी धीरे धीरे. हर चीज में टाइम लगता है. हम इवॉल्व हो रहे हैं अभी.
I would like to say that AI has also made an impact on environment. It has contributed for the CO2, carbon dioxide. It has contributed in increasing it.
okay like how any statistic
For example, OpenAI's GPT-3 for making complex AI models, substantial computing power is required.
yes
Right? So OpenAI GPT-3 has a carbon footprint estimated to near around 626 pounds of CO2 that it has written.
And our practice in AI is to use pre-trained models. They don't train a new model every time. For making GPT-3, they took GPT-2 and just gave it new data. So it's not making a new model all along. So these practices are already being implemented and this problem is already being solved because these companies are very aware of their carbon footprint. They do everything in their power to make sure that they neutralize the carbon.
you're saying it's cost effective, right?
Yes.
How do you say that? I mean, from the angle where I see it as that it's not at all cost effective because so much of expense that we are using to install AI or use AI, we can in turn use it in somewhere. I mean, in places like giving education to people, making people literate about it. That will be in fact helpful for them to later on be skilled.
क्या था कंसर्न कि उसकी जगह आप पढ़ा के गिर रहे हो तो मैं उसी पर हूँ तो स्पेस प्रोग्राम का पैसा लेके क्यों नहीं पढ़ाते क्योंकि वो हेल्प करेगी ह्यूमैनिटी किसी तरीके से. तो सेम वे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की जो कैपेबिलिटी है ना वो डेटा प्रोसेस करनी है इतनी स्पीड्स पे जो कि ह्यूमंस नहीं कर सकते हैं.
If you are coming upon scientists, if you are coming upon scientists, if you are coming upon healthcare, if you are coming upon space programs, ये जरूरी वाले ये सिर्फ कुछ जगहों पे कंप्रेस है. हम उस AI की बात कर रहे हैं जो हर जगह फैली हुई है, जो एक्चुअली स्टूडेंट्स की क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग और उन्हें और लेजी बना रहा है, उसे डिस्ट्रक्ट कर रहा है. ये वाली जो है ये हेल्थ केयर की इंपॉर्टेंट
Ask you guys, in the current scenario of our country situation, do you, just a simple general question, give me a general answer for it. Do you think AI is relevant enough and it is helping us in our country?
Yes,
country
yes,
like
ma'am, it
India?
is helping a lot.
Yes, how
Ma'am,
is it?
ma'am, firstly, if we, ma'am, मैं एक particular example दूंगा ISRO का.
And don't, yeah, exactly. Just don't quote space examples and all. Give me a
private organizations about to
everyone.
Yeah, अभी वो उन सब ने क्या बोलते हैं kids बच्चों की numbness के ऊपर बच्चों का दिमाग नहीं चल रहा है एक बहुत सिवियर पॉइंट पे आके अटक जाता है हमारी क्रिएटिविटी खत्म हो जाती है एआई कुछ नया क्रिएट नहीं कर रहा है एआई बीइंग वर्कaholic सब कुछ एक जगह से आप ब्रेनली पे जाते हो और ब्रेनली या फिर अलग अलग साइट्स पे जाते हो वहां पे जाके अभी कोट करा था कि स्क्रॉल करके आंसर ढूंढना है आंसर तो तब भी क्वेश्चन है एक डायरेक्ट आंसर आ गया जिसको अपना दिमाग चलाना है बुक में से ढूंढना होगा वो बुक में से ढूंढ लेगा हमने एआई आंसर्स देने के लिए नहीं बनाया बट चैट जीपीटी के मेन सोर्सेज क्या है गूगल पे
You haven't, I mean, they haven't made it for that thing. But then people
they
become
credibility
lazy
about
and then go on to ChatGPT. How can you stop that?
So basically, a person who is using a pulley to use a particular lift, उसे use करने के लिए किसको ऊपर भेजना है डिस्काउंट के लिए अगर एक मैन पावर यूज हो रही है वही एक मशीन यूज हो रही है अब इसी तरह आप एआई को देखो अब आप गूगल पे जाके वो ढूंढ रहे हो ठीक है आप अपना पूरा काम बढ़ा रहे हो आप अपना टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हो उस पूरे प्रोसेस के लिए इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट आप एआई से आंसर पूछो आपको आंसर वही मिल रहा है ठीक है जो डेटा है वो गूगल पे भी वही है और एआई भी आपको वही देगा ठीक है instead of wasting your time and using it for more creative purposes use it for developing something better use AI to develop something that will help humanity.
Okay, so final comments now, guys. Final comments from first Team Intelligence Unplugged. Go ahead.
So, well, after this very fruitful discussion, we can easily make out that the only development that AI is doing is of dividing the society and highlighting the youth with its entrenching algorithms. We can clearly see that AI is a very big conspiracy, mostly done by the big tech and the powerful people to take away the beauty and the inherently intelligent minds of this planet and even beyond it.
Okay, you. So basically, AI is playing the minds of young people by providing them something which is attracting them. Now, this is not the problem of the people. This is because of the algorithms and the things they have developed. Okay, you want to say something?
Now everybody is dependent on AI for everything. For even for something like very normal example, I want to give you that for healthcare problems, if we are having something, we are not going to the doctors. Instead, we are searching it on AI and just taking the tips or whatever it is giving.
Okay,
I would like to say that AI is helping to forecast the future. That is less in health and that's more in liability. And that is decreasing in the employment sector. The gap between the rich and the poor has widened up definitely. The artificial intelligence is in the hand of the people who are rich, who have the power, who have the wealth. Not everybody is able to access the general AI we are talking right now. And the poor people of the society do not have that kind of sources. They do not have the money and the power and the wealth to basically function with all that. So the richer parts of the society are getting more rich and the poorer parts of the society are getting more poorer, and they are also facing a lot of issues, not only unemployment but a lot more.
Okay, last.
I would like to end with that AI is indeed dangerous. It needs to be concentrated only in professional sectors such as healthcare and space programs where it is actually needed for the worldly advantage. And it is indeed very, very dangerous and it needs to be regulated because AI solely is in the hands of a student who is merely 13 or 14 years old will indeed destroy his or her life.
Okay, final comments from always it
India, the government of India introduced AI from class 1st to class 10th because there was a lack of awareness about AI. So the younger generation can learn about it, how to use it smartly and how to use it efficiently without you misusing that power. Also, AI is also helpful in recognition crime pattern. For example, a crime is happening in Tamil Nadu and there's millions of file of crimes happening every day. Similar crime happens in Punjab. The government of Punjab or the government responsible for that crime, police responsible for that, responsible for that, doesn't know that this similar crime has happened in Tamil Nadu. Instead, they can just take all that data of millions of files, upload it onto our AI, and the AI will find a crime pattern and help them predict that where is the next crime is upon to happen and what they can do to prevent it.
Okay, you go. So also, I would like to also emphasize on the benefits of AI in prompt writing. For that, I would like to quote a report by McKinsey and Company, which suggests that AI writing tools are actually increasing the content creation efficiency by up to 30%. This is because when the people that are using, it is true that AI might be creating and might be taking away the jobs of content writers. But at the end of the day, we are the humans who can invent new things, who can create new things. So that actually in turn helps us to be more efficient, to be more productive, and use that kind of technology to create and make something even better than what was already existing before, as AI is only recycling all the old stuff. Okay, you, Nimitz?
Artificial intelligence is blamed as if it is the person behind the crimes that it is being used to commit. People say that artificial intelligence is the reason teenagers are rigged to social media, but not the people who are running these social media websites that employ this artificial intelligence and these criminal tactics to rig the mind, to rig our minds, are not the people to be blamed. Artificial intelligence is blamed for helping the student cheat, not the student that is cheating is to be blamed. Artificial intelligence is a tool that can do anything. It has great capabilities. It can be used to do evil. It can be used to do good. We need to focus on the good, and to prevent the evil, we need a set of regulations. But people are scared of regulations, as if regulations cannot be enforced, as if we do not already enforce the law, as if there is no system to enforce the regulation.
Okay, so in conclusion, I would say that there are both the pros and cons of artificial intelligence, but one thing is for sure, that it has massive potential for creating a better world to live in. But having said that, here comes our role as humans to ensure that AI doesn't go out of hands. So we should basically never forget that it is we humans who created it after all, and the onus is upon us to manage it intelligently. So on that note, I'll take your leave for now. Namaskar.